No gatekeeping. This is how I keep my body looking tea. So number one, I do want to mention that I am Ghanaian and I do have Ghanaian genetics. So obviously I had a little step up in life. But before y'all stop listening to what I have to say, keep in mind the genetics only get you so far. You really have to maintain your body, and there's things I do to make sure my body looks the way it does. Okay, so the first step, and a lot of y'all are not going to want to hear this, it's really your diet. If you do not eat clean, your body is going to show that. So I'm very aware of what I put into my body and how much of it. I will never count calories because I'm not doing all of that. But if I do want to eat something that's unhealthy, I make sure to eat a small portion of it. I also made a video telling people about how I stop eating when I get full. I feel like living in America, we've been taught that you have to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you have to finish your whole plate. No. As long as you're full and you're satiated, you need to stop eating, because if you keep eating, it's going to expand your stomach, and your stomach is obviously going to get bigger. What I eat in a day, especially on the days that I have work, is I get 2 boiled eggs for breakfast and an avocado. Avocado has fiber, and fiber is really good for making your body look tea. Then for lunch, I like to eat salmon with green beans and asparagus. This is also a very clean meal. For dinner, if I am hungry, sometimes I'm not hungry for dinner depending on when I had lunch in the day, but if I am hungry, I might get Chipotle, and I don't eat the whole damn bowl. I'll eat either half of it or 1/3 of it. And I'm not saying I don't enjoy junk food, because I do love going to McDonald's. I love going out to eat with the girls. But like I said, I always eat small portions of it. So if I want to have a cheat day and I get McDonald's, I get a small fry and a 6-piece nuggets. I'm not sitting there eating 20-piece nuggets with a large fry and a large Coke. Finally, another thing I've been doing recently, and it's actually helped my waist cinch in more, is I try and get 10K steps a day, because walking is really good for your body. But not only do I try and walk 10K steps a day, I also wear a waist trainer while I go on my walks, because I feel like it helps keep everything sucked in and make my waist smaller. Making your waist look smaller is gonna automatically give you the illusion that your butt and your hips are bigger, and that gives you like the hourglass shape. Then the final thing I do is an ab workout. I don't work out anything else in my body, just my ab, because I like my stomach to look flat. So I just do ab workouts about 5 to 6 days a week. Nothing too crazy, but I do want to get better with like figuring out what works for my body, because sometimes when I do it, I don't even feel sore. And that is everything I do to maintain my figure. Hope that helps. Bye, babes.
If you're a newbie in the gym, you need to go home. The gym is not for weight loss. It's where we build lean muscle mass and we increase our cardiovascular strength. And you will get to that point, but on day one, you're not there. I used to be 225 pounds, and I used to go to the gym 6 days a week, 3 hours a session. I was a CrossFitter, a marathoner, a longtime Pilates and yoga lover, but I could never lose any fat. My stomach was so big, I couldn't even see my toes in the shower. It wasn't until I went to the real area for weight loss that I started finding some results. And where's that? The kitchen. You pass it every single day. You sign up for every membership you can get your hands on, and you never see results. But that's because you're skipping the most important gym. It's your oven, it's your air fryer, it's your stovetop, it's your fridge. So the first step to you creating your dream body is getting in that kitchen, learning how to have a healthy relationship with food, and learning how much to eat. Let me guess what happens when you go to the gym. You get on the treadmill, the Stairmaster, you do 12, 330, you get on the row machine, you burn 200 calories. I promise you're not burning no more than that. Your watch is lying, the treadmill's lying, but it doesn't even matter, because after you finish that workout, what happens? You're exhausted. And when we're exhausted, we go to Smoothie King, Kava, Chipotle, Starbucks. We go drink or eat 2,000-3,000 calories in a sitting, and that's where the issues are. So I would rather you not get exhausted at the gym and instead just focus on how many calories you should be eating. So how much should you be eating? How much you burn? Yeah, you're burning calories right now without stepping foot into the gym. You think you only burn calories when you get on a treadmill? No, you burn calories by breathing. As long as you are alive, check underneath your nose, you're burning calories. And how much? About 2,000 a day. So since you're burning calories without going to the gym, what we really want to focus on is how many you're burning and then how much you're eating. Most of us are burning around 2,000 calories a day, but eating what? 6,000, 7,000? Your Starbucks drink is 1,000 to 1,500 calories in a drink. If you don't believe me, go to latecalories.com and put your favorite Starbucks order and tell me how many calories it is. It's a ton. So that's where the mistakes are made. The mistakes are made outside of our kitchen. So we need to start making better decisions in there. First, click my username, take it to my TikTok account, and click the 90-day dream body in the link in the bio. Use that free calculator to enter your height, your weight, your age, and your activity level. It will tell you about how many calories you should be eating every single day based on what you're currently burning. Then I want you to start eating that much, and I promise you the weight will fall off. When you get the 90-day plan, the first 2 weeks, you're just going to walk 30 minutes a day. This is not going to help you lose weight. All it's going to help you do is get into a routine of adding some activity to your life. Then the next 4 weeks, you're going to do HIIT or high intensity interval training at home. We got to start focusing on getting your heart rate up. And then after the first 6 weeks, that's when you go to the gym. That's when you learn how to do progressive overload workouts to build your lean muscle mass so we don't have the flabby, saggy skin. But it's all a process, because if you go to the gym on day one, you're going to get super tired and exhausted and you're going to eat too much. And I don't want that to happen anymore.
If you're a mom and you're trying to get back in shape, what is one thing that people without kids have that we don't have? Time. So you have to create time. Let me tell you how I do it. I try to go to bed at 10 o'clock and wake up 5 a.m. So kids wake up 7 o'clock, 7:30. So when I wake up at 5 o'clock, I go have a shower, do my skincare, do my 10 minutes makeup, journal, read 3 pages of a book, and work out. I work out 4 days a week. On the days I don't work out, I try to work on my business, content, whatever. Bottom line is you have to create time for yourself. Time is not just gonna appear. We don't have enough time. My non-negotiables: meal prep for myself, workout, do my skincare, morning and night. I'm not going anywhere, but it's like when you're saying, get down from there, and you look at yourself in the mirror, you're like, yes, bitch, get down from that. You know, you look good, you feel good. You know what I mean? 3 things: sleep, food, exercise. Food, you have to cook really easy meals. Really easy meals, because you don't have time to be making freaking steak, broccoli. And my personal meal prep takes me about 1 hour every Sunday to make. Obviously, my kids and my husband's food is different, but for myself, I make sure I meal prep my own food first, because when you look after yourself, you look after other people properly. Just had breast reduction surgery, so as soon as I'm done recovering, I'm gonna be posting a lot of YouTube workout videos. I promise you, life doesn't stop even when you have kids.
A workout that really helped me lose body fat without any machines. I mean, I went from this to this, was skipping. I honestly don't know how to skip, and I wasn't very good at it at the beginning. Honestly, I hated it, but I had a goal and I had to push myself out of my comfort zone to get that goal. Skipping is a full body workout. It actually targets your core, your legs, and your arms at once. It helps you build endurance and stability. It strengthens your knee and ankle, and it is honestly very amazing for fat loss when combined with strength training. I do about 10 minutes a day and I break it down. So I will say start slow and increase your time as your endurance gets better. But skipping really changed the game for me when it comes to fat loss, which was one of like the most asked question when I did my 75 days challenge. How did I shred? How did I, lose that body fat? It was actually skipping. But what I will say is don't forget your mobility training and stretching before skipping to avoid injuries, okay? Bye.
Weight loss becomes so easy once you realize that it's a mental game, like 100% a mental game. And it always has been. This is coming from a former binge eater who used to weigh close to 200 pounds. It's you versus you versus your bad habits. You already know what to do, okay? These so-called health and fitness gurus are regurgitating the same information to you, okay? You're watching the same how to get skinny, how to lose 10 pounds in 20. You're watching the same video 20 million times for the past 5 years. Are you actually doing it though? Like, are you actually doing what you said you was going to do? Because once you do, it's addicting. Once you master that mindset, stick to the plan and not your mood. Once you master the mentality behind it, there's no stopping you.
If I had to start from scratch and I was going from being a thick girl to a slim girl, this is what I would do step by step. Number 1, I would not eat 3 meals a day. Eating 3 meals a day is absurd. That is the definition of gluttony. Eating 3 meals a day is crazy, you guys. And a lot of us are not able to fathom that because we are influenced by our hunger hormones. Hunger hormones like ghrelin, insulin, estrogen, and testosterone are also what make us hungry. The first thing I would do is heal my gut health. I would focus on gut health. These are the 4 things you need to prioritize in order to see improvements or to see results. Number 1 is digestion. Second one is absorption, utilization, and elimination. If your body is not able to do those 4 things properly, you're going to have a challenge, or it's going to be a challenge for you to. Now, I showed you guys this in my last video. This is what it looks like. You need to get yourself some wormwood and have it as a tea. The best way to have it is cold because it's going to have long-lasting effects on the body once you ingest it regularly, cold. This is going to reset the gut like no other. I always preach this. Your gut is like your second brain. When your gut health is off, it's going to affect your brain, it's going to affect the adrenal glands, affect your lymphatic system. It's going to affect a lot of other systems in the body. So the one thing I'll say to you guys, gut health. It also starts with the food that you're eating. Whatever you are ingesting, matters. That's also going to contribute to your hormones. So everything stems from the gut. Another way to heal your gut is all fruits. When I say all fruits, I'm not just saying munching on apples all day. There's so much fruits out there. A lot of the things that we don't even consider fruits are fruits, like nuts, seeds, those are also fruits. Tomatoes, zucchinis, bell peppers, those are fruits. But a lot of the time, the food industry does not classify those as fruits because of tax stuff, but those are still fruits. Also, I'm seeing too, the gut can also contribute to reversing aging. I've been working alongside with my mother. She had a C scare. I can't say that word on here, but you guys know what I'm saying. And we noticed that when we started giving her more fruits, she was able to reverse her aging. So I'm going to show like a side-by-side. Mom, please. A side-by-side. Hopefully my mom doesn't attack me for this. Love her, but this is a side-by-side. So we've been noticing that fruit actually reverses aging as well.
My name is Melissa, and I'm going to tell you how I went from this to this in 5 months. I'm going to tell you 3 practical things I changed in my life that helped me get the results I did. The third one is a little controversial, but let's go. Number 1, I went walking. I did so many hot girl walks, you guys can't imagine. I got a puppy, so it meant that every single day I was doing about 30 minutes extra exercise on top of the gym that I was doing and my fitness challenge. So I know that for a fact that really helped. Number 2, I stopped drinking alcohol. I don't even like alcohol that much, but when I drink alcohol, it has to be sugary, it has to be hella strong. And to be honest with you, I used to drink to get drunk with my friends. Like, it was not cute. And it's just way too many calories. So I completely cut that off. And do you see that midsection? And last but not least, I stopped eating meat. There is nothing wrong with eating meat. A balanced diet is the most important thing. However, I used to make really unhealthy decisions when it came to eating meat. So as soon as I cut that out, I started having less takeout, less grease, and it really worked for me.
Here's how you're going to get lean and toned and build your dream body as a woman. And if you're new here, my name is Soraya. I'm a certified macronutrition coach, and I went from this to this. I'm going to teach you all the secrets on how I did it. The first thing you have to understand is getting lean basically means losing fat and building muscle. And this is how you go about doing that. A lot of people think losing weight is the solution, but if you lose too much muscle while you lose weight, you're going to end up having that skinny fat look, which we don't want. So what we want to focus on is most of the weight we're losing to be fat and simultaneously building muscle. So in order to lose fat, you want to be in a slight calorie deficit. The easiest way to calculate this is take your goal weight times 12. If your goal weight is 150 pounds, 150 times 12 is 1,800 calories, for example. But we're not just going to stop there. If we want most of that weight we're losing to be fat, we also want to make sure we're eating enough protein. This protein helps stimulate your muscles. So if you're losing weight and your muscles are being stimulated, the only thing left to lose is fat. So that's the fat loss part of the equation. Now let's go on to building lean muscle mass. In order to do this, you want to make sure you're eating enough protein like we talked about, but you also want to make sure you're lifting weights, which helps you build muscle. You want to focus on lower body and upper body. A lot of women skip upper body, but upper body contributes a lot to that hourglass look that we want because it helps you build your back and your shoulders so you have the illusion of that hourglass look. Go for 3 days a week, 45 minutes to an hour per session. And you want to go for 1 upper body day, 1 lower body day, and 1 full body day so you hit all your muscles. That is the secret formula to getting lean and toned. So if you found this helpful,
I'm somebody who loves the gym, who swears by the gym. But if you want to lose weight, you know what you really need to do? You need to start walking. I think a lot of people sleep on the fact that you need to be moving your body. And exercise makes up a small amount of your daily caloric burn. Most of it comes from staying alive, and the rest basically comes from your daily movement. Standing, walking, which you know you don't do enough, is really the key to seeing true results. And plus, walking is super low impact. I'm also a runner girly, and I feel like running just spikes your appetite. Like, people don't tell you that running makes you so hungry. If you walk 3 miles and if you run 3 miles, you probably will burn close to the same amount of calories. But because walking is low impact, you won't get that hungry. I don't know, I feel like y'all sleep on walking. And this comes from a girl who literally sells workout plans. Like, I'm giving y'all the free recipe.
The reason I actually started losing weight when I stopped going to the gym was because every time I would do super strenuous workouts or lift really heavy weights or weights in general, it would leave me being so hungry. So at the end of my workout, I'm canceling out all the work I did because I'm eating a whole Chipotle bowl. Low impact, like more moderate intensity workouts is really where it is at for me because I can go all day without eating, honestly. Sometimes, most of the time I'm having to remind myself like, okay, it's 12 o'clock, let me eat lunch, let me eat dinner. Like, I don't feel starving. Me going on a 30-minute walk or an hour walk or whatever doesn't leave me like terribly hungry after. Me going to do Pilates and stuff, that stuff doesn't leave me terribly hungry. It makes it way easier for me to stay in my deficit.
The easiest way to lose weight is if you ask yourself, do you want an apple? And if the answer is no, then you're not hungry. Baby, let me tell you something. I like fruit. I want the apple. I want the grapes. I want the watermelon, cantaloupe, mango, pineapple. I want all of that. In addition, I also want fried rice, a ramen noodle with a little slice of cheese, a ham sandwich with a little bit of bacon, some eggs, a little piece of toast, hot wings, lemon pepper fried hard. I want a Diet Coke, large. Asking me if I want an apple is not gonna curb the craving. Baby, I want apples and a bag of chips. I want apples and I want some grapes. I want apples and I want to go out to Texas Roadhouse and get the rolls with the butter. I want the apples and y'all not helping nobody. Stop listening to TikTok.
If you're trying to lose weight and you find yourself struggling with portion control, you cannot eat in moderation. You've tried. 2 slices of yam is not enough for you. 1 plate of rice is not enough for you. You just want to keep going and going and going. I have 2 simple hacks for you, and I think it's going to help you because it did help me. This used to be me a few years ago. So I want you to listen. Hack 1, find a way to volumize your food. And this is easily done with vegetables. Take a vegetable that you like and make it a side dish. For example, this is what a day of eating rice is like for me. Some rice and some cabbage stir fry and my protein. I struggle to eat white rice in moderation. If I'm not about to burst, I won't stop eating. I don't know why. So this is black rice, this yam and egg. I fried 3 eggs in this video, and this is how much. Normally 3 fried eggs will not look like that, but because I've added vegetable in it, so now I can eat more. It's like eating in moderation without eating in moderation. Cabbage does not contain the same calorie like rice, so you can just make the vegetable your rice. And if you're one of those people, oh, I don't like eating vegetables, I don't like, stop. Eat your veggies. If you don't like salad, cook it. Be like me. I don't eat raw vegetable. I'm not into salad. Number 2, drink water before all of your meals. This may sound very, very simple. Like, oh, okay. Imagine drinking all of this water before eating that rice or that yam or whatever thing you're about to eat. Your stomach already has something in it. So instead of eating 4 plates of rice, it will reduce to 3. So if you use this first hack, so then you eat 1 plate of rice and 2 plates of vegetable. Do you get? It may sound very simple, but it works. Don't go and drink juice, don't buy Chivita, don't drink Pepsi. Water. Line your stomach with water before you start eating food. And I would advise you to know your triggers. Know the kind of food that just makes you go crazy. For me, it's rice and bread. I used to like bread a lot. I used to eat bread. Oh my God. It was like a snack. I identified what my problem was. I reduced it and I stopped. The thing about weight loss is that as long as your days of healthy eating or minimal eating is more than your days of craziness, you'll be fine. Let's be honest, you can't go your whole life eating vegetable and anything. There are days that you go off. Know your triggers. If it is cake, if it is spaghetti, eat the spaghetti let's like once a week or once in 2 weeks. If you're trying to lose weight, your love for your looks has to be a little bit higher than the love that you have for food. Okay? On those days that you can't control it, don't worry. You'll continue the next day. Life is not hard. It's not work. At the end of the day, all of this will not matter in heaven.
And for the girlies that are 30 plus and trying to get in shape, drop body fat, build a healthier lifestyle, listen, it's a whole different ballpark, and I'm going to give you the top 3 things that you should be doing to ensure you live a little longer. Listen all the way up, sis. Number 1, and as 30 plus, sis, you gotta stop skipping breakfast. I'm telling you right now, all that's doing is slowing your metabolism down, slowing your fat loss process down, spiking your insulin and sugar levels. It's gonna be so much harder for you, sis. And I know you don't like breakfast food, and I know you be rushing the clock in the morning trying to get to work. That's why preparing for your week and days ahead is so important for you as you get older to become a more responsible adult too. Because if you don't set yourself up for success at the top of your morning, it's likely that the rest of your day gonna look like BS. I'm not gonna lie. Every single time I do it, I know I'm gonna be snacking all day and night. So I wanna encourage you that if you're 30 plus, stop skipping breakfast. You can have something fast on the go, get you a few slices of uncured turkey bacon, some Greek yogurt, have you a protein smoothie. If you don't even like breakfast food, you can have a whole lunch or dinner, the dinner food that you had the night before, have that for breakfast. High protein, get you a little veggie in there and a carb, and you good to go. But don't skip breakfast and top load your day with protein. Number 2, if you 30 plus and you on this fitness journey trying to get in shape, drop some body fat, and or create a healthier lifestyle, you're gonna have to pick up some weight, sis. Ain't no way around it. Listen, it don't have to be no super heavy, strenuous workouts, but 3 to 4 times a week, 45 minutes to 1 hour is actually required. It's a non-negotiable. Muscle burns fat, and that muscle is gonna make you live a little longer. Listen, as you get older, your future self, your body, your mind will thank you. Don't skip that weightlifting, sis. And number 3, if you're 30 plus trying to get in shape, drop some body fat, and or build a healthier lifestyle, sis, you're gonna have to move your body. Walk after every meal to help with proper digestion. Make sure you get some fiber in and get that stomach health, that gut health together. But listen, all these things are required because it gets harder. I'm not gonna lie, the older you get, the harder it gets. It was so easy back in the day. When I first lost 100 pounds, y'all, I was in college. I was like a sophomore in college. So what's that like? I don't know, what age are you, 20, 21? I don't know. But it was a lot easier back then. Now, it's gonna take a lot more from you and from me. So I wanna encourage you that if you're 30 plus, get on your grind, sis. I'm telling you, your body will thank you. You're gonna add 10 plus years to your life versus sitting in that, eating whatever, treating yourself like a human trash can, self-sabotaging. You're gonna feel nasty, you're gonna look nasty, and you're gonna perform horribly every single time.